Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome back to another episode of SnowFool here in City Skylines. Today, the expansions continue. Last episode, guys, we implemented a full loop, a full circle for our passenger train line, which enabled me to kind of connect up a few more stations, get a big loop all added in. And today, we're going to take it a step further. So, bam! Here we go. This is where we are, boys. Look at it right now. The city is looking glorious. If you didn't see last episode, we added in more stations. So we recently added in this train station over here and this export area, which is now hooked up to a brand new shipping route, which goes outside the region here. So we can really take advantage of this import-export cargo area. And they are really doing that. But we also implemented, if I go to my public transport right now, let me go to trains, and then there we go. We kind of originally had this. We've got a loop that now goes around. We've got two of them actually, one clockwise, one anti-clockwise, which goes through here. It goes underneath and pops back up to an end station over here as another stop. We got the route going all the way down to a station here, which beautifully crisscrosses with our kind of passenger harbour. Skedoodles all the way around, and we've had to kind of place this one in here. It's a little bit close to this one over there, but this one here is kind of temporary until I build the station around here. But I got to build more infrastructure up here before we can even do that. But in the process of doing it, we connected the cargo area over here. We have a cargo area over here for the ships. We have a train one over there. And then just down here, we implemented this one as well. I thought to myself, we need a cargo area here to kind of distribute the goods more evenly. And I was kind of going to place a train station connected to all of this. But I thought, why don't we just take advantage of the ships as well? And have them channeling up and down this. So I'm going to have to try and connect this to a train line that, by the looks of it, as we go underground here, we'll do a little V there and just make it pop up where it needs to be. It shouldn't be too much of an hassle. It should fit perfectly fine. So that's what we're going to do today. Also, hopefully extend the highway down as well to kind of end it as a roundabout. Should be pretty fun. So if you are enjoying SnowFool, guys, then please make sure you smash the like button down below. If you're on around here, make sure you do subscribe so you get notified when more episodes do come out. Now, we kind of need to figure out where the road layout, the road network's going to go. We've got this road here that's going to obviously come down and probably, well, eventually connect onto this. But I've also got this 4-lane road that needs to come across as well. And I might need to reclaim some of this land. I don't know whether this is going to kind of bend up and go into that, or whether we're going to have another crossing here that will kind of end this loop, or whether this road will come down and maybe connect into the roundabout that we're going to have set up. There's a lot of possibilities right now, but we got to try and figure them all out. So first things first, then let's try and work out some of our layouts. Let me bring the rural road up right now. Now we've got the road here that we got to connect something to as well. If I was to do a, for example, a 4-lane road that comes down to here, I might need to space it over a bit to get my spacing out, because you kind of then create like an 11 kind of gap, which is kind of awkward. Like for example, if I got my 4-lane road and we've been using, what one we got over here? No, it's pretty much still the same one. There we go. If I was to put it here, if I did the 10, you can see the zoning goes over, so you kind of have to do it by an 11 to get this to match the zoning. But I've got to figure out where I'm putting the roundabout. That's going to be the most important one as well. Right, I've got an idea, but I feel like if I just scrap these off for just a minute. Now, we know that's semi where the center of the highway is going to be. That road there is basically this road here. It will be deleted. It's just to mark the center section for the highway. So, if I get this road, and if I bring this road coming off this by an 11, there we go. So, we're basically moving all this over by 1. So if I then scrap this, get some more rural road, there we go. And if I went down by a 70, if I went down by a 60, okay, let's go down by a 60. So that means we need a 30, then up. We'll just do a 20 there. And then a 30. Oh, no. I'm doing it to this, and I shouldn't do. I need to do a 40. And then up. And then if I do another 40, which would be there, and then up. See, that now feels completely out of place. I think it was the 30 I needed to do. Right, let me scrap it to there. So let me do a 30. I mean, it does cut back a little bit more. If I do the 30 and then just go But this has to be a... Well, that is going to be a 30, yes. And it's a case of... I need an 11 and then down. Yeah, there we go. That's what I was trying to figure out, but obviously it wasn't going to plan. So from that, I'll do a 20. Because I've got my 11 now in. So in reality, the whole of that there is a 31. That's all I had to kind of do, guys. That's all I legit had to do. And I couldn't quite figure it out in my head. So then my 4-lane road, bringing this up. So we'll kind of just match it there for now. So that's our 4-lane road. So I reckon we come down by, let's say, another 20 and another 20. And then we go for a 10 by 10 bend. This is how we're going to end this area. I don't know whether this is going to look right. But that then comes in to the roundabout in the middle. Does that feel like it ends right? I feel like it's more over this way than that way. But that's just how it's kind of all set up. There's no ifs, no buts around this. I mean, I can maybe push it over by another 5 or something. So if I scrap all this off again... Right, we will get there. Trust me, we will get there. But delete you. So that to there to there. So we know we could go actually a 30. If I go a 36, that's an extra 5 over. And another 30, and then a 36 here. That feels more like it. So I've gone over by an extra 10. Is basically what I've done. So upgrade you there. So let's get back in business. So come down by 20. There we go. And then we bend. We do a 10 by 10 bend. That's more like it. That is more like it. And that's where this road is going to run to. So if I bring this up to here. Now I've got a couple of options of what I could potentially do. I could... Oh, no. What have I done? I've just added an extra node and I didn't mean to. So what is that distance now? That's a 40. 50. And then if I utilize the connection tool... So I could do like a slight little wiggle if I went... Well, then again, that's the bend, isn't it? And that works out well. Yeah. Right. I think we're figuring this out. I honestly feel like we're figuring this out. So question is then, do I want the roundabout here or do I want it pushed a little bit further back so it gives me more space to work with? Right, we'll get onto that in just a moment. Let's now implement more of this. So, what am I on? I'm on the connection tool still, aren't I? Yeah. So, based off this, then, if I just go out by a 10 here, and then, do I turn this road into a 4-lane? Ooh, I don't think so. I reckon we'll try and figure out. If I go up by... Well, I'm not going to have another turn off until the roundabout, so I reckon we go to... That connection's there. So if I go to a 25... No, let's go for the 20 and straight down. That'll be an overpass. But I need this road to kind of connect over as well. Right, this is where we'll try and figure it out now. So that's connecting up and over. Right. We'll stick this out by... We'll stick it out by 5 for just a minute. There we go. So we're going to have to kind of cut off some of that. But I feel like it might bend up into here. Or does it kind of come out, bend up? Bend up. Into there. Do I turn this into a 4-lane road? I feel like I could. But it messes up my whole design network here, doesn't it? It does mess up my whole infrastructure. So where is the bend on this? So that there is a 21 by 15. So if I do this by another 6, and I should have a very, very equal 15 by 15 bend. Very good. But then where's this ending is the question. Because this road needs to kind of decide where it's going. Because we have this raw road here that no longer matches up I've completely messed this all up. I feel like I've really messed this whole area up right now. What I should have done is designed it from this junction here. I feel like this is so difficult. Why does this feel a lot more difficult than it should do? Right, that's straight into there, bam, bam. So that is... Right, bring it up by another 20. Right, this will now work out or tell us exactly where it needs to be. So 18 by 16. So is it possible to come out by a 2? (16 by 16) is where it then bends, but then we lose our little overpass, don't we? We kind of do. So somewhere you're going to sacrifice something. So if that's a 32, if I can get an 8, that's a 40. So that there is a smack bang 40 mark. Then this here, if we're using the rural road, the bend doesn't happen until about down there. Where at that point we are cutting it quite close. But the roundabout's going to be down here. And that gives us extra mental amount of depth to work with. So I mean, this could go underground and pop up as a connection there. But then the idea would be to put a roundabout here. Do you see why I'm stressing? Do you low-key see why I'm now stressing? It's never ending, these dramas. It's never ending, these dramas. That runs down. But it would be nice to get this connected onto it. Right, okay, so my 4-lane road, let's say by a 12 here, we made it go underground by a 10. Now this here, same again, by the 12, we made it go underground by a... That was not a 10. Right, bam, bam, glorious. Then if I use the connection tool, so connect you to you. So we get this glorious underpass right now, which we're going to obviously have to make sure it's all a tunnel. You might see it stick up a little bit. And by a little bit, you see it stick up by a lot. Oh, it's funny, isn't it? You got to laugh. And we'll go to here. Okay, not selecting the train line. The metro line, sorry. So bringing this all right down. We should get away with it. Which we do. So that cuts under there. That is an epic bypass beyond all proportions. I'm really amazed with that. I'm really quite amazed. So then with this, I reckon there's room here. With my... And it's a case of, do you go rural road or not? But if I go up by the 10 mark here and then bam there, because we can do like maybe a slight little wiggle down. So this bend here takes place at a 17 by 17, and then you get a straight bit to connect in. Now if we delete just back to there, it means I ain't got to take away anything from here now, which is great. And if we go out by a 10, now with that connection tool, we're creating a little bit of a wiggle. And I reckon we go a little bit of a straight bit on there. And just go like that. We'll create some cool stuff around the waterfront, which would be really good. Because we've got to bring the train line under. So the train line will kind of go underground there and then do your little V. Got the little underpass. But now it's how we create the connection to the actual harbour itself. So that's great. That works fine. There's not too many dramas here. It should do exactly what we need it to do. No biggies. No biggies. So I could stick the roundabout here. There's nothing stopping me from doing that. Sticking the roundabout here instead. So if I... What am I on here? Am I on the connection tool? Yeah. If I got you connected just like that for now. Just like that for now. It means I'm going to bring this down in its vast movement. This can actually pretty much become the singular lanes, but we've kind of geared this all up and set it all up to kind of be the 11 spaces. But it doesn't need to come down that far no more. Which will be actually great for this, because I've got to somewhat create a loop. So that passes directly down there, so there's no need for a 4-lane road. And in reality, same here too. We'll just kind of kill that off, and we'll stick a roundabout on. So, roundabout mod then. Now, we're gonna... What did we use over here? Was it 2 lanes? Where is it? We have gone for 2 lanes. I kind of want it to match, so 2-lane highway. And that's about the size, right? Yeah. So 2-lane highway, snap you in like that. Glorious. So we should have the nodes either side. What in the world just happened? What in the world just happened there? It like double clicked to delete. That was really weird. I'm not even gonna lie. Right, let's try that again. Bam. So delete you, delete you. Damn, son. Damn. Now, these roundabouts, we don't have any... Well, we do have singular roads connecting to it. But I'm thinking about whether to kind of... Ooh. Now, obviously, if I upgraded this and got this to be a connecting road... So they're snapping for a minute. Maybe this road here... We'll kind of bend this in. But maybe this road here is... Obviously going to go down and lead us to something. To what I don't know. But this little loop here. So again, back to the rural road. If I do this 2-laner. Now, which is the way that they drive in on it? So this one is facing... So if I face it here, going in that way. So they need to kind of go from this way. Okay, right, I've got it. So sticking back by a 10. Right, this gives us more than enough space right now. So if I do a 5x5, 5x5, and then we'll upgrade it, but that's where that road is going to kind of switch out to and from. So then if I pick a spot, let's say I picked it here, I don't know, and ran this down, just to here for a moment. That can actually be like a normal style road, it doesn't really matter. But you can kind of see where the entry point then is for the vehicles. I mean, you could stick it here, but it's... I'd rather utilize this road, which will be not as busy, and force them to use trains. But then again, it makes no sense to use trains in this area. Well, it does, but like if you're here, you want to drive, you got to drive all the way up, down, round, and in. That could become quite the pain. So if I did come off this, I've got a whole 18 space there. And it's an 11. It is an 11. So what I could do is run you to there, which runs directly out. But obviously, it'll be this style of road. Now, not saying that I can do this, but if I went for a diagonal down, how does that then look if I unhook this? Upgrade all of this to... Oh, no, what am I doing? No, oh, I've locked it again, haven't I? But flipping you around. And then maybe starting the bend here. So a 5 by 5. Oh, okay. Actually, that's not going to work. Well, it could, but the whole of it can't be a 5 by 5 because we're now technically a 6 away, aren't we? So I do a 6 by 6, so you kind of still keep within it. But because this is now bendy wendy all the way, what if we bend that like that, this like this? 1, 2. Three. That works. It's just a case of how overloaded is this junction going to be. But this is where you really want them to utilize the train situation a lot more. If that junction becomes overloaded, we'll switch it. But there's only really one way to find out. That's to connect that now. And then play mode while we do the highway and see how much drama gets created from this. Because I just have a feeling it's going to be a bit too much. In reality, I feel like I should maybe push this down a bit more. So, let me do my V first. Oh, where did we... That lagged. Big time lag right now, isn't there? So this is going to come out. It happens there. So I feel like we should at least have the train line here. And then from this 12 moment there, we then go into a tunnel by the 10. Now, if I try and snap this in here, so if I go for just there, where is our 20? Oh, okay, that's a bit too close. So my 21 is there. And is there. Now in reality we're looking to maybe bring this in to ease the burden with a bit of a bend. So they can kind of corner this at a little bit of speed. And then just get a little bit of a wiggle connected. Just a little bit of a wiggle, boys. So bam, wha-bam. Nothing too crazy. A nice little wiggle. So they're at different elevation levels, hopefully, to the metro line there, but we should be all connected up. So back above ground, we're getting this connected. So we'll go by the 12 first. And then if I deleted just that little bit there, that should be a smoother transition with the connection tool. And that should work fairly well. So let's just give it the water first then. We'll give it some power and I'll put a wind turbine down just for now for it to work. Now that's all connected. That is now all connected. So it will be interesting to see how much traffic gets generated from this. I just feel like that is a really, really bad idea. I really do feel like it's a bad idea. This feels wrong. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens anyway. So, okay. Now, if I'm to come off the raw road here, where does this... So that takes place there. So the bend is happening. So if I connect you into there, about here for the highway road. Now, can I get this to run in the middle? If I tried, I could. If I tried, I could. So highway road, which is my 2-lane road, and this sunken down should be able to tear all the way through. Now I'll do the same on this one. Alright, but obviously we've got to flip this one round. There we go, there we go. Which means I can delete this. And I'll elevate that shortly anyway. But we just got to now try and figure out where this is going to take place. So that there. So that is like more here. It's kind of like that. And what is the space there? That's a 3. But that's a 4. So if I just grab these here and then maybe one there, down there, still a 4. Bam. Well, bam. That's a 3. So hopefully that is it, and you shouldn't notice it too much right now with this connection. So from there to here, and we'll go on the maximum, which is just that. Oh, mine bulldoze mode? I think it was that. So maximum here. Bam. And that should be glorious. So obviously we got to get it to kind of alleviate itself to a certain level. So if I went there to there, and then set these at the object height of, for example, here. So that's how much it drops down by. So if I use then the slope mode, and go here to here, there we go, and then here to here for this one, glorious. And we'll actually go back a little bit further. We'll probably go to about there, so it gradients quite nice as it brings itself up to the surface to connect to the little section. Right, this is not too busy right now, so I think we might get away with it. But then again, you got to wait for it to be in full force, to be honest with you. So let's connect these then to the roundabout. Now, do I connect it as a straight connection? I think the answer is no. So I reckon we'd go just here and in. Wow. Just here and in. I'll get that in the center. And then obviously bend it. And then flip this one round. Looks quite nice, doesn't it? Obviously we haven't got the V set up on all the other junctions. But all of a sudden, we technically have the end of the highway. So let's get some of these roads now all sorted out. So the rural by overpasses is the best way to put it. Then get all in, placed in. Actually, I'm going to delete this so I can kind of set these up a little bit better. So we'll bring it just as it ends. Just there. And then up and over like that. And I'm assuming we're going to have a few more as well. But that would be a great start. That would be a great start. You could probably argue you need a roundabout here now as well. But because of how much space it takes up versus going over the train tracks right now, I don't think we can implement that type of infrastructure within here. Now, I know this is not technically connected to the shipping route, which is probably why it's not being used at the moment. Where's the shipping route? Yes. So bring you up. This is why it's not being used. So I'm going to bring this right down. But I'll also do a little bit of a shortcut just there. So now then, we'll see the full effect of it, which should be quite interesting. Should be quite interesting. Now, am I bending this completely in? Oh, I don't know. I'm just not sure on that connection there. I mean, logistically, if we don't go down that road, and we have to put it somewhere else, I can bend it round, and as it kind of then comes up, it can kind of then connect to a connection here, which is not a problem, but I've also then got to try and figure out where these connections are going to go. So that there is... Alright, if we go this way real quick, that there, if we go down by 2... No, it's a little bit too much. Right, delete that. Right, we do it here. So up by 1. So that is a 20. So if I go by a 9... Right, that's a 10. Oh no, that's not even... That's a 9! That's a 10 there. And then do the same here. Actually, if I go up by another... So that's a 10. If I go up by a 20... could then do another 20, or do I do a 30? Well, that's a 20. We'll do another 10. That's a 30. Do another 10 there. So this should now be easy. An 11, straight down 41, which would be a 30. That to there is a 25, but we'll roll like this to begin with. So I'm just working out my spacings right now is what I'm trying to do. And hopefully we'll start seeing some vehicles actually going here as well. So there's a 15. So we know about that. We know about that. So straight up there. Whoa, how did that bridge? Interesting. So we do need the connection here. That is a 15, by the way. So you kind of lose out on something here. But you don't have to, because you can line it with trees. Because we've got like gaps over here ready to line with trees as well. Just to create something a little bit different and unique. Now if we kind of go up here by a 10. And do a 10. Do a 10. I wonder if we can kind of use the connection tool here. And how... bit like that. So you can kind of then bring it all together, but then you can kind of create something around here as well. So we'll roll with this. Are we seeing any movement over here yet? Not just yet. So connect you down. And then we'll go all the way over. So bam, bam. Excuse me, come on, connect. There we go. Glorious. Is there a ship coming down here yet? Not yet, not yet. And then the raw side here. I want to do something really nice down here as well. So just thinking if we eventually have to create a connection this way, we've got a couple of options of connecting to that 4-lane road. But as of right now, it doesn't seem like we need to, but we don't really know until the ship starts sailing in. But yeah, I'll leave that area like this anyway. We'll delete you just there. And I could do a connecting road here as well. There's nothing stopping me. We're doing 11. So that there is a 15. So you're looking at then a 4, really, right? To get the... yeah. Wow. Completely messes you up, that does, doesn't it? Right, it bends here. So I think what we're doing here then is just trying to salvage something. And then, I don't know if it's even worth me... To be honest with you, I could have got that connected to this. So if I went there... and then brought this down, so that takes place here. So 21. 11 by 11 bend. And then we can do some stuff coming off it. The way we got all that spread out as well. And the spacing. But it's going to be industry and stuff like that. So you do kind of want a little bit of space. But it kind of lays us out all pretty well. Pretty nice. So that's now in. You're going to get the odd vehicle or two now coming over here. But there's not really that much demand. I still feel like they're favouring the big boy routes over anything else. And that is the shorter routes like these. But then again, all the industry is around here, so it kind of does make a little bit of sense. Until we start building here, I think that's how it's technically just going to be. But it is connected either way. It is now connected, so we can kind of leave it as that. We've got to sort out all these little connections here as a V as well. We'll do those momentarily, boys. But, not bad. Not bad. We've got our connections, we've got our underpasses, and it works fairly well. Now, it also could mean I can maybe run another tram line under here and do a loop this way. As short as it would be, but it is very, very possible. It's very, very possible, but we'll get onto that at a later date. So if I was to build an industry, which I don't technically need to because we have no demand, so I think what we should focus on now then is just filling up a little of these spaces around. So we got a little bit of a commercial demand, so I reckon we should spend a little bit of that first before we go any further. So I reckon we drop down some commercial just here. Got to leave this space as it is. And then we'll go for 3 rows or 3 sections there filled with the residential. And does it all have the water? Yep. And let that spend the demands. Let it spend the demands right now. So like I said, you're not really going to see anything over here right now because there's nothing over here to bring it all in. We need some more natural resources. So once you start getting a bit of industrial demand, I'm probably going to put some zoned mining industry. Just so we haven't got to import it all the time, we can have some locally being mined nearby. Which I think will work out fairly well. How is the leisure right now? I know we got some big chunks going around. We have some snow related stuff we can maybe get in. A little snowman park maybe. We're going to squeeze a little snowman park. Oh, here would be quite nice, wouldn't it? Little snowman park just there. We'll get a second one built over here as well. We have then the ice sculpture park. That'd be quite nice to squeeze just over here. Some cross-country skiing, a ski lodge, the skating rink. I like these snow or ice-themed, winter-themed parks. They're pretty cool, aren't they? They are. Right, so that demand's been spent, by the way. We've pretty much filled up all that commercial almost. And we're now squeezing some more in. Let me get some SnowFool tree brushes up. Painting that little section just there. Very good, very good. Now these guys over here are complaining about noise. Who is it? Is it you? Noise pollution. How bad is it around here? Yeah, it's mainly coming from this road, which is the majority of all the commercial here. And they do have, if I'm completely honest with you, a train line running under. But I don't know if I can utilize these trees much. Because we know trees are a natural sound barrier. It seems to have kind of settled down those guys there. And that one there as well. Believe it or not, that worked out. That actually worked. Amazing. Actually amazing. Right, that's pretty good. So my population right now is 27,000. It is slowly growing up to the 30,000. So more people, more expansions, more fun. We barely have any industrial demand right now. So if I put a zone over this area, and if I just kind of go quite big and quite large. There we go. Just go all the way around it. And then we're going to specialize this here as an industrial area for mining ore. So ore industry. So any zoned industry I put in here now will be specifically for mining. So I could do a few little bits and bobs. I could do like a little bit of a section here. So if I do like a 4x4, 4x4 there. If it chooses to build anyway, that's another question altogether. If I do a nice chunk here. So only small enough there, but if they build themselves, it'll be all mining, ore industry related. So we did get some warehouses recently as well that store goods locally, but looks like we need to import some more goods at some point. So hopefully they're on the way in. Seeing lots of vehicles coming in and out right now, but I don't think any of them are the resources that are required. How are we doing over here anyway? Where are you sailing to? You're not even going anywhere. Like, that I want you to go to. No. All this is just going through the area. None of these ships are for me. What's going on, game? Honestly, what's going on right now? You're being foolish, game. You're being foolish right now. None of it's for me. How dare they? But then again, I have no industry around here. So, oh, there we go. 2 zoned buildings and they built themselves up. We've got Ore Corporation. And we've got, again, Ore Corporation. So the other specialized zoning is just over here. Hopefully that will start building soon as well. But we just got so much more demand for residential. It's just kind of growing and growing and growing right now. So I'm going to pause real quick and delete these power lines. We're going to delete all of them right now. Because I'm assuming we're all connected. Apart from this. But this will get connected right now as I build in or place in all of this residential. So all that residential. Because we've got quite a large chunk of demand right now. The power should eventually touch and connect. Any moment now, boys. It should touch and connect. Oh, actually, I don't think it will. I might need to zone these areas. Alright, come on, boys. Touch and connect. Touch and connect. Did it do it? Yay! Pure laziness right there, isn't it? It's pure laziness. So that now touches and connects, which is amazing. Spends even more of that demand. Slightly increases the industrial demand and hopefully then gets that specialized building in for the zoning. Yes. So it is possible for me to build some industry over here. But again, the problem is, as you build the industry up, the issues you've got are that I'm already struggling for resources as it is. So you kind of do need to be a bit careful about that. Unless we put down some more warehouses. But oh, are these new warehouses? Warehouse with railway connection? Wait, when did they implement this? In the industry's DLC? Where's the railway connection? Oh my goodness me. I am shocked. Oh, so shocked right now. When did they implement that? That's an amazing warehouse. It honestly makes me want to build a train yard. It honestly does. That's... What else is new that they haven't told us about? Where did you come from? Seriously. Right, anyway. We can implement some of these larger warehouses. So I could definitely squeeze in maybe one here. We've got these spaces here which can kind of fill gaps. That's a huge, huge one, isn't it? Maybe that was a little bit too big. Backing up there. Right, delete that one. We've got 4 here we can utilise. So, go for each one of these then. So, the 4 natural resources that we kind of really want, which is the zoned oil, zoned ore, zone farming, wrong one, and zone forestry. So we're going to have to give all of this right now a quick spruce for the water. Alright, and by a 22. That was a 23, but we'll get away with it. Alright, there we go. So it needs a power connection, which I'll just run it down from here for now. I know we're going to get connected there at some point. Actually, we'll do it here instead. So that will get those guys there connected. So you might see some usage. Oh, there we go. There's a boat shipping out. Okay, great. So you might see some usage around from here right now. And we got a lot of warehouses that we kind of need to fill. I can't believe there's now a warehouse with a train connection. I was not told about this, which now makes me wonder what else is there that I was not told about. But then it's going to... Will I spot anything that was added in that I don't know about? Oh my goodness me. I've now got trust issues. I'll be real with you right now. Kind of got a little bit of trust issues with the game. What else have you implemented and not told anybody? How dare you? How dare you? But yeah, it does mean I gotta sort these out, but there's no big issues. I know I gotta set the roundabout up as well, but there's not really much going on over here right now. So we kind of get away with it, but this is all of our industrialized area, which is pretty sweet. So how do we get on with filling up this anyway? I think we're now spending all of our industrial demand in general. Not enough raw resources. So resource production, make sure the trucks carry the building for processing nearby storage. Storing raw material can help ensure that there are some are always available. Which we do have. We do have. It's just down to them to kind of produce it. I mean, no, sorry, it's not produce it, sorry. Import it. Import it, boys. But a nice little spread. I did have a thing. I had all this here zoned as well, but I've kind of killed that off. So we'll get that little section there done. Right, they really want more residential, don't they? They really do. And I'm going to give it to them. Pure, unfiltered residential. It's looking really good now, isn't it? It is looking really good. Traffic is minimal, which is perfect. But we're getting to the point right now where it might start making sense to get the second loop in for the metro. Oh, we're having power issues. Of course we are. Of course we're having power issues. Right, there's got to be something down here that we can do to implement something for power. I reckon another nuclear. If so, it's definitely coming off this road here. Now, if I went here, I don't know if this is pushing it too far back. It's a decently large building. Just bear with me a second. Alright, there we go. I love this. I love how we're doing these power stations. I really do love it. Right, so increase the brush size. Right near the waterfront, which is good for us. Push this out a bit more. Smoothing. From the bottom as well. Bit more of a supporting edge. Nice. Bit of nuclear power, boys. Bit of nuclear power. Right, lots more vehicles now around here. Ooh, lots of vehicles here. These returning. So these are all returning to facilities. So I'm only going to assume that these were imports. Yeah, the fact that these warehouses are now starting to fill up a little bit more. Where's the other ones for these? There's them two there. Over here. Yeah, we've just had a bunch of imports come in. That's why now all the vehicles are going back. Yeah, these have got goods in as well. Took a while to get imports then, didn't it? It really did took a while to get imports. So the big bulk in traffic is all the vehicles now heading back. Oh, hang on. I've built the power station, but I haven't even connected it. So what will be a good idea, I'm going to assume at some point, is just getting some more standalone cargo stations to be able to distribute the goods a lot more efficiently. But I've got to really figure out then the kind of the spacings and the positionings of all of those, because we've got them hooked up to shipping routes as well, so that kind of works out. But you're really heavily relying on vehicles making it all the way over there, and they're not positioned perfectly because they're all geared up to being on the waterfront. But yeah, this has done a lot better than I expected it to. This junction there, but it hasn't really been tested. But this area seems fine at the most part. Lots of vehicles here, but they're now slowly dissolving. But I think I feel like it's working out. I feel like it is working out. And we've surpassed 30,000 residents as well. And we're almost ready to be working on this area too. So there's a few things we still need to add in anyway. We're getting to the point right now, 30,000 people. Maybe some airports are going to be coming up in the future. We need to kind of build more of an industry. We need some offices as well. I'm saving this space here for some offices. Because if I put dirty industry here, it's just going to be a huge traffic jam. But put some normal offices, that should be pretty beautiful. Get some, additional industries in apart from just these. Start thinking about other stuff like banks and stuff like that. Universities we've got to get in. Nature reserves, zoos, theme park, all that kind of jazz. All the stuff that makes the city function and grow and become a better society. We got to start figuring out soon where this stuff is going to be placed. More leisure activities we kind of need to add in as well to kind of keep everybody happy within the city. And I feel like at some point we're going to start expanding to over here. I mean, this might be a good situation here for an airport. Ooh, that would be good. That would be good. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. So already they're starting to complain about not enough natural resources. We've already spent them all already. Which is why we need to keep producing more. We've got this whole place over here zoned, but none of it wants to build up right now. Oh, I don't think it wants to build up because technically I don't have the natural resources there, right? So if I paint this down, will they now start appearing? Oh, I'm so foolish. I forgot to put the natural resources down for them. What a noob. What a noob. But how's the highway looking anyway? Is it looking pretty free? Yes, it is. These guys complaining right now there's too few services. Yep, we need to get some around this area as well. But it would all come with time. It would all come with time right now. So there's no stress. There's no dramas. No need to worry. Hold on to your hats. We're going to be fine. We're going to be fine, he says. He says. He says, he says, he says. Right, we're still making a profit, which is really, really good. What's public transport saying now? Now we've given it more time. So, a few more people are starting to use the trains. It's not a heavily used route yet, but it doesn't really make much sense yet anyway. Majority of people are using trams. Second place is then metro. We have more people using boats than planes, which I find super hilarious. We've only got one vehicle on, so that's also another reason to why we don't shift as many people, because it doesn't come as often. That's just picked up 120 people. So that number there's lying. You know what I mean? And where was that from? Was that from here? Oh, there must have been a cruise ship that came in. Yeah, another one coming in right now. Which is going to dump a load of people over to it. Maybe if you think about getting a shortcut route over here as well. For the path. That would be glorious too. It hasn't snowed in a while, has it? It hasn't snowed in a while in SnowFool right now. But hopefully in the next few episodes we'll start to see a little bit more snow. Right. Now we got some more industry over here. We should see some more ore being plucked out of the ground. Which is the ore one, by the way. Ore one is over here. So we'll see. We'll see if it changes it. It probably won't, but who knows. All these overpasses are working gloriously as well. Everything's all coming together. It is all slowly coming together right now for SnowFool. But be careful, Seniac. As quick as it all happens is as quick as it all can unfold. Until next time, I'll see you all soon. So, goodbye.